Peace and love, peace and love. This is Sister Nzinga from Flowing and Growing with Sister Nzinga, my YouTube channel, where we are working on emancipating ourselves from mental slavery. I'm still a student myself, y'all. I don't know it all, but I'm just willing to share what I know. So we're here every Tuesday, sharing and caring, giving you something to make you think because it ain't illegal yet. I'm here with my two friends. You see it? Blessed and grateful, if you can read backwards, huh? So today, I'm blessed and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for all that. And every day, I'm just grateful for a new day, grateful for new opportunities, grateful for experiences. So we're going to talk about this mental slavery thing because some people really can't fathom the fact that we have been mentally enslaved. All of us, including your homegirl sister, me. I'm working on myself. Are you working on yourself? See, in this day and time, there's so much stuff that has been told to us. But one thing I did share with you is that, this system they call education, we're not educated. We're not being educated. We're being indoctrinated. Because the truth is given to you, is told to you on social media, on videos, on documentaries, on videos that you look up at yourself. You go to meetings and they tell you certain things, and then, they show you. They show you don't care about us because they continue to kill us. They continue to lock us up just because we're black. They continue to walk around the store to follow us just because you're black. And this happens to me, and I'm light-skinned. I think it's because I got my natural hair. They just know that I'm black. I'm a sister. I had to tell this girl, look here, honey. What do you follow me around this store for? What do you think out of here I'm going to steal? What I look like? Look at me. You think I want to steal something? I forgot. I must have been like I don't know if I was was I at a thrift store? Or I was in a, I don't know, but some kind of store that, that wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, well, I look like I'm going to steal something out of here, honey. But yes, because this is the indoctrination that we've been given. We're not educated, y'all. We have been indoctrinated to accept certain things because, like I said, we are told certain things. We are showed certain things in our face, things that are hideous about what they're doing to us. But we cannot accept. We cannot accept the fact that this is a reality. We can't comprehend that this will be the truth, that the truth is the truth, because we've been indoctrinated to think that, this is, about everything's hunky-dory, white people ain't going to do this, or, your doctor wouldn't do this, or the schools ain't going to do this, or the president ain't going to do so-and-so, or, your governor, your mayor, your whoever is supposed to be doing such and such and such according to what they tell you that the paperwork says about how they're supposed to be running this country, all that kind of stuff. That's a bunch of bullshit, y'all. You can't even comprehend the fact that some of this shit is true. I mean, like when you see this dumb shit, or these Karens or Kens, these people really think that they got a privilege and they can talk to you any kind of way they want. Or it's because if you're at a park, they can tell you, no, I don't want you at this park, or I don't want you in a certain neighborhood. This shit is real. But people don't believe it until they experience it, because we've been indoctrinated to think that this is the way it is, that we cannot comprehend that the facts that we have been given and shown could even slightly be possible, slightly be the truth. So that's mental slavery, y'all. That's what it is. It's mental slavery. Because see, we're in this world where we have come into this world. I'm 60-something years old. So most of my life, from my schooling, the church, my college education, high school, on up to my college education, have been told thus and thus and thus and thus and thus and thus. And that's what you're given. And it's fed on it, it's fed on it, it's added on and add on and add on to the point that it's just what it is. Like simple fact that, black people don't have to go to the back of the bus no more. But what do black people do? They go sit in the back of the fucking bus. And they think that doesn't it don't mean nothing. Oh yeah, we're just doing this. No, baby, you've been indoctrinated to do that and think that that's the best, that's your place. I purposely am not going to sit on the back of the bus because I know my people died and fought for me not to be able to have to sit on the back of the bus. And so when you go to the back of the bus, I mean, you're all black people going to the back of the bus are still allowed white people to sit in the front of the bus. And then white people, it's in their head thinking that's where they belong, and that's where you belong, in the back of the bus, because the front seats belong to us. See, that's simple stuff that we cannot continue to perpetuate. When you're with your child or whatever, you have to teach them, no, baby, we're going to sit up front here. Because back in the day, thus and thus and thus, people fought and died, blah, blah, blah. So we're not going to sit in the back of the bus because that's not something that we do now. We can sit anywhere that we want to. Yeah, and you can sit anywhere you want to. And if you choose to sit in the back of the bus, no, but you don't want to do that because the purpose of what the point that we're trying to make was showing that we don't have to sit in the back of the bus no more. So I mean, they have created, just like when they tell us that white people are superior, white people have more money, white people do this, this, and so we repeat the same things out of our mouth. The black people are dumb, black people are slow, black people are this or that. We say it out of our own mouths. We contribute to our own demise. They could take, for instance, the word they created, this word ghetto, and create the word, put it in a dictionary and tell you this is what a ghetto is. And we continue to call our neighborhoods the ghetto or the hood, putting those negative connotations. Because the thing about it, yes, we call it the hood, and it's for some of us it's a good place to be because we amongst ourselves, and blah blah blah, the camaraderie that we have amongst ourselves, whatever. That's fine and dandy. But when other people talk about this thing, then it's always in a negative way. So at that point, I don't want to be identified with it if it's talking about that this is the way it is. We had lots of people who graduated from high school, went to college, and just immediately wanted to get out of the hood, quote, ghetto, and they moved out of the city. And what they did was they left all the housing there. The neighborhoods went down. And then what happened? After the neighborhood goes down, the houses just sit there. Or, it's because of everybody thinking that it's the ghetto, that it ain't this. People act accordingly, that, it ain't the neighborhood ain't nothing. We don't keep it clean. We don't do that. But we the ones don't keep it clean. We the one that fall into this negative imagery, and we continue to contribute to it and perpetuate it. And then our neighborhoods go down, and what do white people do? They come up there and buy them houses on sheriff's sale, or buy it pay for the taxes on it, and get it for like a little bit of money. And then they fix it up, and then they rent it to who? They rent it to you for a whole lot of money. They don't live nowhere in that neighborhood. They don't know nothing what's going on, but they own that property, and they're going to sit there and collect money off of you. I mean, these are just some of the examples. I'm just trying to show you, like they make up words to mean certain things. When they say the minority, they start calling us the minority. Did we ever stop to really think that we're not the minority? That the majority of people in the world are people of color? I mean, these are things that they say, and then we continue to perpetuate them. So there is an indoctrination that we're dealing with that you need to understand that this applies to you too. Everybody. That you're in you're in a state of mental slavery. Because, okay, say for instance, there's so many instances I can think of, but I just want to be short and sweet. There's so much stuff that we could be doing much better. And I do understand that, we've fought, we've died, and now we are able to, have a decent job, and, you got some money, and so on and so you want to be able to have nice things, whatever. But this is not really about you. If you love your people, love yourself, and most importantly, if you love your children and think about the future of your children, then you need to start making different decisions. Instead of, when they say, this is what's trending, this is what's that. I mean, they tell you what to spend your money on, and most people spend their money on it. This is called marketing. Marketing is a very important part of business. And these people are very, very good with marketing. I mean, because they're not just marketers, they're manipulators. Because they have you buying shit that you don't even really want to buy. But because of the marketing, it gives you a feeling or something. Or if you feel, if I put this on because this is what everybody else is wearing, then, I'm going to be the shit and I'm going to be this or that. And you go and you buy it. I mean, because, okay, I know a good example. A good example, I'm going to talk about these cell phones. So a good example is T-Mobile. T-Mobile owns T-Mobile. T-Mobile owns Metro PCS. T-Mobile owns, I think it's called, not Magic Jack. It's called, it's another company that they have, and whereas you pay in advance. So if you pay for 3 months, you pay for 2 months, something like that, and you can pay for 9 months, you can pay for a year, but it's different. So the marketing employees. So this is one company who owns all these different companies, and of course T-Mobile is supposed to be one of the bigger companies up there, compatible with some of the big names. What's the names? Metro PCS is another brand that's for people, and actually it's all about the money. It's the people in a different tax bracket, and then you got this other one. I can't think of the darn name of it, but I used to have it because I use things for function. I don't use it because how much it costs, and all I just needed was a phone to be able to make some phone calls and to be able to to check the Wi-Fi. So I used to do it because it was good for me because I had to pay a little bit of money for what I needed. But the point I'm making is that these one company owns these different companies and just have different names on it because they're marketing to different people. They're manipulating the marketing scheme to appeal to this group of people. The next one, Metro PCS, is appealing to that group of people, and T-Mobile is appealing to this group of people. But the thing is that they get in the bag, they get in the money any way you come in. So no matter how much money you got, they want to be getting money from you. But we don't understand that, and we don't get into this kind of stuff to be able to know these kind of things. The same thing just for an iPhone. And I'm telling you, I'll be on this all the time. Because iPhone got people like sucked up their behind, thinking I got an iPhone. And then they got this plan that okay, as soon as as soon as the new iPhone comes out, you just cash that one in. Well, you can cash it in, but you give them that one, and then you can get a new one just instantly. And they put you on this plan. But have you ever? I want somebody to do this for me, to challenge me, to take the amount of money that you're going to be paying. So they say you can get the new upgrade when the new phone comes out. So then you paid. I mean, just say roughly you paid $1,000 for whatever the iPhone number or whatever. Okay, so then when the next number comes out, they tell you, give us back that one iPhone, and then we're going to give you the new one. And I'm not sure, but I think what they do is first you have to pay off that one, or either they subtract that from, or add that cost onto what the new one costs, and you still continue to add this in the payments. But what they do, they add it make it like it's convenient for you, and they say, oh, you only got to pay this little bit amount per month. But have you ever looked at it to see how much you're actually paying? If you go to buy the iPhone outright, the iPhone may cost you $1,500. But if you go through this plan of paying a little bit less a month, you probably end up paying at least $2,000 for the damn phone. And then as soon as you finish paying for it, they coming out with another one. So you already paid for that one in full, and they ready to give you another one, get you another little plan. And the fact is, all the things inside the phones are really the same. I did some research because I just refused to pay $1,000 for the damn phone. I did some research and asked about on Google, and I'm not saying Google is all totally reliable because they operate in that thing too, but it's where you can get some information from if you want to. Then you think for yourself to make some decisions. But the insides of what they say the program that runs it, the amount of memory, the kilowatts or whatever that stuff is. Those are the innards that makes a phone work. And if you take the specifications from an iPhone and then just say, I want a phone that does these particular things. And then I found phones that did these things, but they just weren't no brand name things. It was something from Japan or just something or some low names thing. But this phone did the exact same things. It functioned. I should say, it functioned the same way, pretty much the same way as an iPhone did. And if it didn't do everything, I don't care because I don't need all that stuff. But the point I'm making is that because you paying this $1,000 to $1,500 for the iPhone thing, and then you find a phone that has the same specifications, and you pay maybe $300, $500 for the phone, and it's not a name brand phone, but it's doing what you wanted to do. See, we have to stop just trusting that what they're telling us is the truth, because it's not. Don't you know that we've been lied to? We've been lied to. And it continues. And the thing about it, like they said, they tell us the truth in our face. They show it to you on TV. They show it like, look at all this stuff that the Simpsons do. How in the hell did the Simpsons? I'm going this little sidebar. How is the Simpsons knowing about these things, and then they say, "Oh, the Simpsons made a prediction." It's just that whoever owns that is probably involved in the Illuminati or all these people that's making all these decisions, and they giving the shit to them. They making fun of us because you can sit back and laugh and say, "We showed you on this dumbass TV show," because the Simpsons, in my opinion, is a dumbass TV show. I wouldn't want my children to watch it because they're idiots, and it's low energy. So, but this dumb TV show is telling you about stuff, and then what? A year later, 6 months later, 9 months later, or whatever, 2 years later, it comes to pass because they know it. Because these people are masters at manipulation, and they know what they're going to do in 2025. We sitting back here just collecting it all, and just sitting there, just waiting for shit to happen to us instead of us making shit happen for ourselves. We have the capabilities of making shit happen for ourselves. We do not have to continue to just sit back and let this shit happen. Don't you know who you are? Don't you know where you came from, who you belong to? If you don't, you need to find out. You need to find out. And I'm sorry, I know my voice is sounding like, I'm fussing. I am. I'm fussing. I guess I'm fussing and I'm cussing. But it's out of love, though. Because if I didn't care, I wouldn't give a damn, and people can do what they want to do. But like I said, I don't know everything, but what I do share, I just want you to think, because it ain't illegal yet. We have got to get out of this mental slavery. We have got to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. Bob made the song for us. How many years ago did Bob Marley make that song? None but ourselves can free our minds. It's up to us. It's up to you. You came here for a reason. You didn't come here to be sitting there bullshitting and partying and, and all this kind of crazy stuff. You have to be productive. I'm all for having fun, because that's happiness. You create your own happiness. But meanwhile, we're suffering. We're suffering, and we're suffering because we know that this is these people who have had plans. We know how many. I mean, those that are conscious that are reaching and trying to improve themselves. How many videos have you seen where they sit and tell you? Where you've seen those videos of people there in these conferences, and they're saying that we're not going to let the people in Africa do anything. We just want to get their resources. We want to keep them down. We don't want them to do that. And the same kind of conversation is going on because, in certain neighborhoods that, we don't want to do anything for this particular school because it's this, that, and that. And look at this stuff with voter registration, how, it's crazy how a black polling station means, a certain neighborhood where there's a majority of black people, they have less machines there, means you have to wait longer to if you want to vote. And then there's all kind of problems that people have to wait for 8 hours, 10 hours. We'd be so determined that we'll stand there and vote. And when we already know, I'm telling you my opinion, honey, that shit is it's all farce because they already know who they're going to put in these offices. I'm telling you, that's what I got to say. But who am I? But I'm just saying, but how we just see the disparity about things that's happening. We know that sometimes in our schools that the kids don't have enough books. They don't have computers that they can learn new things on. But then you go to other schools, the hallways is nice and shiny, and they got nice books and pretty decorations and something. But we continue to allow us to do that. I'm not just going to say this because I'm getting kind of long, but we just really got to understand that the people that are in so-called power, ruling this country, are the descendants of the ones that see, there's a whole nother story about this slave trade because that I think that's a farce too. But the ones that had that they definitely enslaved people, and yes, everybody with other people enslaved people. So I don't want to get no debate about black people had slaves too. Yeah, everybody who had power, that's how they get it, and you're going to hold on to that power, and you're not going to give up that power, trying to help somebody because you know that by you dogging somebody else out, that's how you got power, and you're not willing to give it up. So we ain't all perfect. We ain't all perfect for sure. But just think about that, guys. This shit's just right there in your face. And we have to be able to start thinking for ourselves so we can start helping the next generation. And we have to do things. So we have to share the information with the next generation. Because, People talk about, that's the old times. That's the old way of doing it. No, it's not the old way. It's our way. Because right now we are following somebody else's idea. They said that's the old time. That's the way the old folks used to do it a long time ago. But look how the old people a long time ago survived. Look how they lived. They ain't doing as much struggling as we're doing now today. So I'm just saying that, first of all, it's important that we not think about just ourselves when we're working on trying to change some things, take away our freedoms and maybe just, be able to say, well, this new thing about minimal living and, da-da-da. And we don't, no, I want to have me a big four-bedroom house. I want to, you don't need all that shit. You need to have just something simple that's going to do what you need to do, and then you take your time and your money, your resources, and you put it towards something that will be uplifting and productive for yourself and your community and your family. It ain't about showboating. People give big parties and all this kind of stuff. They spend all this money on these graduations where you got pictures, you got backdrops, carpets, balloons, and cameras and all that kind of stuff. But does that child have money in a fund so that child, when they graduate, is that child going to college? But here you spend almost $1,000 on this couple of hours to showboat, so you can go put it on Facebook. But does that child have a college fund, or do you have some money saved for them to go to college? Okay, I love you, and I'm just saying. Stop falling for the okie doke. Check out shit for yourself. Okay? And stop thinking that, these people that we've been trusting all our lives are still the ones we can trust. You can't trust it because they break up the family. Sometimes we believe these strangers and this system and all this kind of government and all these kind of people before we would even believe our own family members. And that's where I'm struggling at, because my family members think I'm crazy as hell with some of the stuff I be talking about. But I don't talk about something that I don't know about. I have experienced myself or that I'm sure. So, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but yourself is going to free your mind. I love you. God loves you, so do I. Peace and love. Thank you for watching. Share, please, comment, and come and talk back to me, because I'm trying to rough on y'all, so maybe you can come back to me and say zinger and yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm debatable. I'm okay with being corrected. But if I'm right, then come on, say, yeah, right on, sister. Yeah, or, whatever. But I'm going to go right now. Peace and love. Have a wonderful day. Happiness is an inside job. So make sure that you're happy. Peace and love.